Greetings, Fly Zappers. This is a video to update you ahead of Saturday's practice, those of you who will be coming to that. One thing I mentioned is that we've done some good things, and we did well in our first tournament, and we want to hold on to those good things that we've done, but try to find ways to improve them so that we keep the good qualities but optimize them for greater speed, greater accuracy, and so forth. And so with the robot base here, we've made a couple of little changes. The main one is that the large motor is now on its side, and so the holes are pointing up, just like with the medium motor. And that's going to allow easier placement of attachments on. And another change that's happened is that on both motors we have these rivets coming out, these blue rivets. And this is something called dog gears. I'm not sure why it's called dog gears, but they are designed to interface with these knobby type of gears. That's kind of right here. And so all you need to do is build an attachment that fits down on top of the robot, and it fits down like that, and then the motor can turn the axle like this. And so it makes for much easier on and off with the attachments. And it should be, pretty secure. Another thing we'd like to do differently on our attachments is to make them quicker to put on and take off, is we want to get away from using rivets as much as possible. And instead we'd like to use axles. And so Trevor made an adjustment to the food delivery barrel that Jacob originally built. And you can see that he's built this superstructure on top of the food barrel. And the food barrel still operates exactly the same way. Nothing's been changed there. But the superstructure has been added that allows a much quicker placement onto the robot. And if you take a look at this side, we've got these two axles here. And those are designed to fit into holes on the side of the robot, that lower edge. In addition to that, we also have one of these knobby gears that's designed to fit on top of the large motor. And so if you recall how long it took for this attachment to go on before, now it should take just a few seconds, and there it's ready to go. Very quick, very easy, and it works. So let's take a look at this in action. Yep, there's one set. There we go. And then we're done. You notice also the barrel is much closer to the ground now. We don't have to use that ramp, and that should give us a much smaller spread between the pieces of food, and hopefully more likely to land within the circle. So that's one thing that's been done. And we want to do similar things with the other attachments. Alright, another thing we've been looking at is our programming. And let's take a look at the computer screen here. Alright, as I mentioned in an earlier email, or maybe it was this email that I'm going to send this out with, we've learned how to use a gyro straight. And we tried to use it with our programs, but we didn't quite know how to do it. And so the gyro straight is quite simple. The gyro measures the heading, compares it to the heading that we should be on, and then adjust it closer to the heading using this block here. And see, that adjusts the steering. Now that's all good and fine, but the problem is we really didn't know how to have it do that and go a certain distance. We like to do blocks that have a number of rotations in order to measure distance. And so what we needed to use was the motor rotation block. Let's see if I can find that for you. There it is. Right there is the motor rotation block. You can see what it looks like. And it is found in the yellow tab. There. You can see the red wheel there. Alright, and so what we do is this block here resets motor rotation to 0 before we make our move. And then we do the straight move using the gyro. Let's scroll back over here. And then we have this loop until motor rotations equals the number we want. And this number right here is the number we want. I programmed it for 10. So we can program in the speed, the amount of correction we want. We used to have it a little bit too low. I've increased it to, it's a negative number, but as the negative number sort of the value increases, we had it at 0.7, now it's up to -5, and some people use as much as -10. We can adjust that as needed. Now one more thing that we've added is this block right here, which is a ramp up. We talked about ramp up, how you start slow and then you increase the speed, and so this will read the speed that you put in that you want to go, your top speed, and it will over 5 steps ramp up to that speed. Alright, so these are all good things to have in a move straight block. And so let's take a look at how it works on the robot. Alright, it's over a really uneven surface here on this old carpet. But if you look at the gyro setting right there, it's pretty close to 0. It's -1. And so as it goes forward, it keeps trying to direct it back towards 0. So that was 10 rotations. To end up at -1 is pretty good. That was a speed of 50. Now if we say, well, we want to get it a little bit better, so let's take the correction up. We'll take it up to -10. And then we'll try it again. Alright, so you see what's happening here? This is not good. That's what happens if you have the correction up too much. It goes into this wild fishtail. And so if you have the correction up too much, then it goes out of control. If you don't have it enough, like we had before 0.07, then it's not going to correct as much and you're going to end up off. And so it'll just depend on each situation. If one number doesn't work, try fiddling around with another number. Okay, and then the other topic is MyBlocks. Now this huge code, which I can't fit on the screen all at once because it's so big, if we want to use this every time we want to move straight, it's going to be quite a bit of code on one page. And so this is why we want to create MyBlocks. And so Trevor has crunched all this code into a MyBlock called Forward Straight. And this is the blue right here. You can see it's called Forward Straight, and it contains all of the code that you saw in that last program. It's under MyBlocks. We've done 3 MyBlocks. One is forward straight, one is gyro turn right, one is gyro turn left. And so now we have all the navigational tools we need for moving using the gyro. Now it's called forward straight because it doesn't work when we're going backwards. So if we need to back up, let's back up slowly so we don't get off course, and try not to back up a whole lot. I'm not sure why the backup, it doesn't work in reverse, but it just doesn't. Okay, so here's just a quick introduction on where we are with our robot and our attachments and our programming. Whoever is here at the practice on Saturday, we will start using these My Blocks, and we'll do some programming and some working, refurbishing attachments and everything else.